What is up, gamers? So today I'm gonna be testing God of War on 21:9 aspect ratio on a 16:9 standard display. How is that possible? It is easily possible from the display menu in game settings, and we will benchmark this game in 21:9 ultra wide aspect ratio and see like how much FPS we gain in comparison to 16:9 aspect ratio standard display. So I'm gonna be benchmarking on 1080p resolution on low settings to like how big the difference is between both the aspect ratios, both the displays, and like how much FPS you may gain in ultra wide aspect ratio while playing the game on a standard 16:9 display, just because it reduces the resolution from 1080p to maybe a lower resolution than 1080p if you are playing in 21:9 aspect ratio, especially in God of War. So I'm gonna be benchmarking both the settings, so stay tuned till the end. And as you can see here, I'm gonna be using Nvidia GeForce GTX 1050Ti, which was a budget GPU like 6 years ago. It was launched in 2016. It's still kicking in, and I have paired this GPU with the Ryzen 5 1600 and 16 gigs of RAM in dual channel at 1080p resolution. As you can see here, latest driver version in the MSI Afterburner layout, and let's see how much FPS we may get in both the settings. So as you all can see here, we are right in the game, and I'm going to show you the settings that I'm currently using. So it is definitely 1050 Ti, obviously 1920 by 1080, that means full HD resolution, and aspect ratio we're gonna choose, that is 16:9, that the display is like native aspect ratio of this display, 16:9 aspect ratio. And as you can see, the graphic settings are on original, like PlayStation equivalent settings are these. So let's benchmark the game and see how much FPS we will get. Okay, we are right into the game, and we are like hovering around high 30s. That's fine. Like if you may log the FPS to like 30 FPS, that would be a consistent experience. So yeah, a fine experience. I will recommend, if you are like using GTX 1050 Ti, I would highly recommend to use low settings, because it sometimes drop below 30, and that's not a really good experience. So I would highly recommend, if you are using this GPUs, please use the low settings, or just use the FSR on quality. Okay, high 30s, not that really bad. Okay, it's a good experience, I would say. Above 30 all the time. Yeah, in intensified it may drop, definitely it will drop. So as you can see here at top left corner, the GPU stat, below that the CPU stats, and below that the frame time graph, and like average real time FPS and all that stuff. There are no enemies because I already completed the game like many months ago. Yeah, I may try to play the new game plus, definitely. So yeah, 27. Okay, 26 1% lows. तो भाई 26 FPS पे drop हुआ है, बाप रे. So it's really intensive. But I would say overall this game is really well optimized, especially for mid-range hardware. So intensive, but it is consistent, almost 30 FPS. Nice. Okay. Consistent FPS 31 FPS average. That's totally fine for me. Like if you wanna experience this game at native PlayStation settings, yeah, obviously it is above quality in comparison to PlayStation 4. So yeah, really a good experience. 32 FPS something average. So yeah, very consistent frame rate. Really nice performance. Just by seeing that we are using 1050 Ti, 6-year-old entry-level GPU. That's really good. Ah, 26. Like, if you reach to a new place, an opening cutscene for a new place, like it's gonna drop in high 20s, like 25 FPS, 1% lows. Yeah, that's fine. As I said, use low settings, no problem in that. So now I'm gonna be switching to 21:9 aspect ratio, ultra wide aspect ratio on this display, which is standard 16:9, and see how much FPS we can gain, or what is the difference between these two aspect ratios. As you can see, I'm gonna be using the 21:9 aspect ratio ultra wide. So as you can see, like the top and bottom corners are cut just because the resolution horizontally has increased. So as you can see, 1920 by 824, तो obviously 1080p से थोड़ा कम हो चुका resolution, and we may see a performance jump, a little bit in performance, but we may see a performance jump. So yeah, this resolution and graphic settings are already original. Let's see. Okay, yeah, like it's much smoother. I can tell you that it's much smoother. I can easily tell you that. Okay. Okay. Now a new area. That's nice. Like I can see the smoothness. I can feel the smoothness, and it's looking much wider. Like the extra FOV that gives. Man, that's really insane. Nice. Yeah, sometimes in 40s. Yeah, it's a much smoother experience than the native 16:9 aspect ratio. Definitely, if you wanna gain a little bit more FPS, so you can play on 21:9 aspect ratio. That will be a really good experience for sure.
Look here, another.
Oh look, it's Skull and Hati, the giant wolves who chase the sun and moon.
Quite right, my boy.
Where did they come
On
from?
original settings, it looks
did they
really
get up
good.
there?
And
That's a long
36
story.
FPS on average.
We'll
Last
get
time we
to
were getting like 30, 31.
What's
So
happening there at the end?
approx 4 to 5 FPS you
Yeah.
have gained, and you have gained extra FOV and extra frame rate. What else you need? Like this is really good, and it feels like so amazing playing on a different aspect ratio. That's really nice. Awesome experience. Really. Yeah man, I may play this game, especially the new game plus. Yeah man, I forgot the controls. Oh man, he's kicking my ass.
Take that, driver!
Our
Nice.
enemies are strong.
37 FPS average. That's really good. We have gained a lot of, like, around maybe 5 to 6 FPS, and we have gained extra FOV as I already told you. So it's really a good experience. I would highly recommend if you want, yeah, like if you are using a budget entry level GPU and you are not getting like somewhat playable performance at the native 16:9 aspect ratio, then you may use the 21:9 ultrawide aspect ratio. Nice. So as you can see, we are getting really a smooth experience. I will definitely tell you, man, I can feel the difference, and sometimes we get in 40s on the original settings. So it's really a good experience. I would highly recommend if you are using an entry level GPU or a budget GPU where you are not getting that much of performance that you really want, so you can easily play on the ultra wide aspect ratio as I already have shown you in this whole benchmarking video. So I hope you all like this benchmark video, and yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And yeah, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.